church, I was asked to do the Macarena. Now, in case you're wondering, I am not involved in some kind of Zumba/church hybrid. Although, come to think of it, that would be a really great way to get my Jesus on and burn some calories at the same time. Anyway, my church is launching a kids album, and as part of the launch, one of the things they've done is they've developed a series of choreographed videos for the kids to dance to. So as a fun way of showing us what they've been working on, they decided to ask for some audience participation. Now, if you don't know, there are different flavors of Christianity. There are certain charismatic churches where walking into a room full of people dancing wouldn't really be out of place. I did not grow up in one of those churches, so for me, this was definitely a first. And honestly, I thought it was going to be super weird to dance at church. And it was. But then I sat and really thought about it, and I realized that it's actually more weird that we don't dance at church more often, or just at more places in general. I mean, as a parent, I know that my kids practically have to be physically restrained before they stop dancing. I took my son Lucas to a monster truck rally the other day, and House of Pain's Jump Around came on. Now, to be fair, I don't know many people who can resist the siren's call of that song. Now, my son Lucas has never heard that song before, at least not to my knowledge. But let me tell you, he knew exactly what dance move to do at the chorus. The dance moves to that song in particular are both intuitive and strangely involuntary. As another example, my little girl turned 1 last week. Now, she can't quite walk yet, but every time a song comes on, she kicks her feet and bobs her head to the beat. Nobody had to demonstrate that for her. I certainly never demonstrated that for her. It's just something that's built in to who she is. And then the song comes on in church, and then it was actually really sad because they had to bring in a group of kids to remind us adults what synchronized body movements to musical rhythms even look like. Now the kids, they did a fantastic job, but all of us adults, we looked like a group of inflatable air dancers with our feet nailed solidly to the floor and our arms just flailing around uncontrollably like we were having some kind of collective seizure. And as I'm sitting there reflecting on how stupid we look, I wondered to myself, at what point does this happen? Like, at what point do we go from being carefree and uninhibited to, like, uptight and uncoordinated? Because one thing's for sure, at a certain point, we go from just being completely unconcerned with other people's judgment to spending the rest of our lives trying to escape the crushing weight of it. And the worst part is that sometimes we don't even realize that we're the ones doing the judging. Anyway, aside from like the actual sermon, here are 2 things I took away from this experience at church today. Number 1, don't let the fear of other people's judgment weigh you down. I mean, if you want to dance, then dance. Who cares if you look like one of those dancing inflatables? Bring a little joy into the world and experience some yourself for a change. And number 2, if you find that you're the one doing the judging, then just stop being an asshole. Because I'm pretty sure that Jesus loves the Macarena.